Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. We had technical difficulties. I don't know what just happened. My camera just completely stopped. But hopefully I left off in a place that wasn't too awful. What I was saying that is that I had pulled out this palette for my gothy kind of alt rocker block that I'm doing on my channel right now, where I pulled out a bunch of palettes with really deep shades, with deep greens, deep reds, deep purples, anything that I think kind of reminds me of like looks I could do to make it a little, you know, a little dark, a little spooky girl action for the summer. And I pulled all of those out, and this is one of the ones that I pulled out. I also pulled this out because I felt like this is a really good palette. I think this palette is very deceiving. I think this is a great palette for people who want to introduce color into their neutral looks. Because I feel like looking at the outside packaging, and then looking in the inside, you're like, oh my god, this is a very green, very blue palette. The reality is that it's not a very green or blue palette. If you move this shade right here over here, what you'll find, I mean, not even over here, what you'll find is that there's only 7 shades of green and blue. And that's just the way my brain works. If we move those shades over here into these rows and one into this row, you would see that the majority of the palette is actually gold and neutral. This is a neutral palette. This is a very neutral palette, but I think like because of the pops of color, your brain may think like, no, this is a blue-green palette. No, girl, this is a very neutral palette. I think that this is such a great palette for people, like I said, looking to add some color into their life. I was able to create some fun. This wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to be. So definitely feeling a lot more spring, very beginning of summer. I created some wonderful neutral looks with this. I'm really happy with the formula. I think it's pretty standard. We have all these shimmers here. We have these deeper mattes over here, and even some of the other shades. Like this has a touch of green, and this also has a touch of green, which is going to pair very well with these colorful shades. I really like Makeup Revolution quality makeup. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's really good drugstore makeup. I think I bought this palette for $12. So we're looking at 18 shades, I believe, right? 3 times 6, 18 shades for $12. That's less than $1 a shade. And it's coming in this really nice, sturdy plastic. It has plastic in here, but the outside is tin. So, but it's good plastic. It's not like cheap plastic. It's a really good, sturdy palette. You can see the imprints there. They have like these little gem rocks imprinted in there as well. Let's swatch some colors. It has a really pretty glow. It's a really pretty glow. I thought I was going to use this, say I liked it, and then gave it away, but I really enjoyed how versatile this is, how versatile. Like, I can totally see myself taking this palette with me down to like LA. I don't know why this palette just says very LA to me. I like the idea that I could take this with me and create a very colorful blue leaning look, a very colorful green leaning look, but then like make it not be pretty and sultry and more neutral if I need to. So let's do, we got this shade right here, Prosperity. I think that's a shade a lot of people are gonna like. I liked Opportunity. Y'all know, I love teal, and I love mint. I love a mint green. This is so pretty. So this mint green I think has, yeah, it has a bit of a gold shift to it. And then also do this blue over here, just because I love teal. So we have something subtle. Okay, it's subtle, right? But look at the impact. That's a really good impact for a $12 palette, for a drugstore palette. I feel like this kind of impact you would have to pay at least $30 for. I think it's pretty good. So then we have this one, right? It's a lot more subtle. It's not as crazy, right? But it is drugstore makeup, and I think that it's still good. I mean, if you want to make it more impactful, we can add a little more, because you'll know I'm always applying more. So you have there a little bit more impact. It's a little bit more sheer than this one, but it's there, right? It's an option. This one's a little bit more of a topper. This one is so metallic. So let's go with this green eyeshadow. Very pretty. It has a subtle gold like shift to it. It's so pretty. Just reminds me of the summer. And then we have a more intense teal shade here. Look at that. I love these two colors paired together. They're so freaking pretty to me. what other shades? I really love, personally, how shimmer heavy this palette is. We're looking at only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matte shades in here. And I also really appreciate that 5 out of the 6 shades are medium to dark. Because I always say I love my matte shades to be either medium to dark. I like my shimmer shades to be light. So this palette feels very like, I can pick it up and I know exactly what I want to do, what looks could work, what looks will work. Like, this palette makes sense to me when I look at it. I don't know if it makes sense to anyone else, but immediately I was like, okay, well, here's a light shade, here's your medium shade, here's your outer corner. Here's a light shade, here's the inner shade, here's an outer corner. Here's the middle shade, here's the inner shade, here's an outer corner. Like, it all works together, it all makes sense to me. Let me swatch. I don't know if you can tell, like, I really dug in over here to goals. They're so pretty, so soft, like, quite pigmented. Might as well do the brown, right? Because I keep talking about, some neutral shades. We'll do the brown, and then let's do this brown as well. Some neutral mattes right there. I like how you can see it on my skin. It is very nice and soft. So nice and soft. Very blendable. Then here we have the brown. And I like my looks intense, so we'll keep adding. That's a lot less dark than I thought it was going to be. But you can see how blendable these shades are. And just like the texture of the formula. I really, really like that. Oh, let me swatch Wealth over here. We have a very interesting color that looks like it has some lime green, some teal, and it's very metallic-y. You can see right here. But what it ends up being is more of a just kind of metallic blue. But still very nice to have. Let's get some of that metallic blue. Very pretty. Right there. Look at that shimmer. Look at the sparkles. So we have some sparkles in that one. You can see that sparkle. And this one's a lot lighter. It's supposed to be a lot lighter. That's so nice. I really like this range. I love the shades in this palette. I feel like Americans tend to give Makeup Revolution a really bad rap. Like, I feel like a lot of Americans don't tend to like the Makeup Revolution formula, or at least the YouTubers that I watch. None of them really review Makeup Revolution, and I think it's from like a couple times that they had tried it. A lot of the time, Makeup Revolution isn't really that bad. It's drugstore quality. I believe in the UK, you'll find Makeup Revolution like at every, what we consider like drugstore. Like, it's drugstore makeup, and you'll find it everywhere. I feel like it's very popular, it's very affordable, it's something very accessible to a lot of people. And so, like, I'm not... Is this Natasha Denona? No, honey, it's not. But this is some really good quality shimmers for that price, and even not for that price. I feel like these are just really good. I love how accessible it is. I'm gonna scream this from the rooftops, okay? Like, I feel like I review a lot of Makeup Revolution palettes. No one else does. And I don't know if I've seen a review for this yet. I'm gonna love to watch videos after this, because sometimes I do like to give my opinion first before seeing what other people say. Sometimes I need some help in forming my opinion and what I want to say, but for this one, I know for sure I'm keeping this. This is going to be such a great travel palette.